Welcome back to the Flying Vlog Studio. We're going to talk about the Competency Based Instrument Rating. We're going to answer some frequent questions and I'll explain how I'll gain this all-important rating. Thanks to all the subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, don't forget to subscribe. The button is at the bottom right hand side of your video. Welcome back to all the loyal supporters, and if you haven't already done so, check out our new website www.theflyingvlog.uk, where you can find a range of blog posts and information about the Flying Vlog project. Don't forget to comment and let me know what you think. CBIR is a new and unique way to train towards the IR, which is valid anywhere in the world. The aim, quite simply, to fly an aeroplane under instrument flight rules with a minimum decision height of 200 feet, 60 meters. Unique in many ways, the course is aimed at experienced pilots not looking to take the commercial route. The prerequisites for all applicants are that you meet English language proficiency requirements and hold one of the following licenses: a PPL aeroplane, a flight radio telephony operator's license, or a CPL aeroplanes, or an ATPL in another category of aircraft. You will need to hold a current and valid Class 1 part medical or Class 2 medical with a valid Class 1 audiogram to apply. You must also have completed at least 50 hours of cross-country flight time as pilot in command in aeroplanes, TMGs, helicopters or airships, of which at least 10 hours shall be in aeroplanes. If you want to use the privileges of your instrument rating at night and you hold a PPL, you will also need to hold a night rating. You can complete any of the following training with an authorised training organisation: ATPLA, CBIR, en route instrument rating or IR theory. You will need a valid pass in all of the exams for the training route that you are following. If you follow the full IR, CBIR or en route IR route, you can expect to cover 7 subjects such as air law, IFR communications and flight planning. Following the ATPL theory route, consisting of 14 examinations, these exams are quite intense and are usually done over a period of 6 months full-time education or longer if distance studying. But bear in mind that you must pass all exams within 18 months of your first sitting. The CBIR is available for airplanes only. The privileges of the CBIR do not include flying high-performance airplanes, HPA, under IFR rules unless further theoretical knowledge is obtained. Learning objectives for complex and high-performance aircraft have been shifted to a separate later exam, and those progressing beyond light aircraft. So the full IR is now more appropriate for private pilots at a rating. You can claim a maximum of 30 hours towards the 40 hours course if you have flown under IFR and IMC conditions under the privileges of the en route instrument rating, the ICAO IR or the IMC instrument rating restricted. The base requirement is that you will require a minimum of 40 hours IFR experience for the Competency Based Instrument Rating on SCP prior to being permitted to take the initial IR test. And this can be made up of credits that you can claim for prior experience or for prior training, up to a maximum of 15 hours of prior training, which could be the training that you did for your IMCR, and add up to 20 hours of your own prior IFR experience that you might have gained as captain on flight after you obtained your instrument rating meteorological conditions rating, also now known as the instrument rating restricted. However, further guidance on specific routes to gaining a CBIR can be found on the UK CAA website. There are no theoretical knowledge credits. There is an exception to this if you already have an ICAO license in current flying practice and have a minimum of 50 hours pilot in command in instrument flight rules. You must hold a current and valid ICAO license with a validated medical and instrument rating. The theoretical examination is assessing as part of the instrument rating skills test. No matter how much prior training or prior experience you may have, you still need to do a minimum of 10 hours training for the CBIR at an ATO. The CBIR is a full ICAO IR. and the skills test is the same as the full IR skills test. It's only the route used to obtain the IR that differs. The CBI isn't a rating, but more so a route to the rating. This is in sharp contrast to the normal commercial route to the IR via a modular or integrated course, where no previous experience is assumed. The training requirements are reduced with 10 hours less flight training and 50% theory to make it more available for a large number of pilots. The CBIR does not include the HPA privileges. As already discussed, this can be done later. So if you do the ATPL theory and study for the IR via the CBIR route, your CBIR includes the HPA privileges. The CBIR is unique in offering a route for experienced pilots with past history of instrument flying to train for the full instrument rating in a way which reflects their experience. This is in sharp contrast to the normal commercial route to the IR via a modular or integrated course, where no prior experience is assumed. For the latest on ATOs that conduct the competency-based modular instrument rating aeroplanes, simply look for Standard Document 31, organisations conducting approved courses of flight and ground training. Names and details of all ATOs approved by the UK CAA to provide the CBIR can be found in this document. You can also find approved to provide the competency-based modular instrument rating aeroplanes theoretical knowledge in Standards Document 31. As of 2019, there are 3 schools that are said to provide the theoretical knowledge. They are Bristol Ground School, Caledonian Advanced Pilot Training, also known as CAPS, and CATS. From the limited research, there are plenty of places in Europe that do the CBIR route and theoretical knowledge. After all, this is an EASA rating and not specific to the UK. I have only done my research being based in the UK. Other than a list of the ATOs, the requirements and practicalities are the same as defined by EASA. Yes, provided that it meets the requirements for airplanes and helicopters for use on CPL and IR skills tests in Standards Document 7, bracket AH bracket. In fact, this isn't a question I can answer, assuming your aircraft meets Standards Document 7 and you choose to fly in your own aircraft. It entirely depends on the ATO you choose, the aircraft you are flying, and the cost per hour. This is something each individual may assess and calculate. This figure seems quite hard to find, but having done some research, this is anything from £100 to £200 per hour. It depends entirely on the ATO. This is the ultimate answer. How much will the CBIR cost? Well, I'm about to find out. I will on completion post the IRT, give a full description of costs and hourly rates. This will be dependable on how many hours it takes me.
The instrument rating restricted has been absolutely amazing. The value that it has been, the lifesaver, and how it has inspired me to do the full IR via the competency based instrument rating route. The beauty of IMC flight and playing with frontal systems and actually learning and developing those all important hand flying skills. It's something that I probably wouldn't have done without the rating. This is how my plan to get the CBIR and how I'm going to do it. In reality, I can do the maximum possible outside of the ATO to get my skills up to scratch using the instrument rating restricted. The instrument rating restricted allows you to fly down to the approach plate minima, whilst there are recommendations for higher. Keeping in practice along with carrying a safety plight or flight instructor that is qualified to teaching the IF or IMC rating flight is beneficial. Whilst I'm flying and trying to achieve the standards set out in Standards Document 01A, which sets out guidance for applicants and examiners for the instrument rating skills test, also known as the IRT, for the issue of an EASA Part FCL instrument rating aeroplanes. I'll be studying hard towards the theory using a combination of an approved ATO for the training theoretical knowledge, the Pad Pilot EASA CBIR books to ensure I receive the smartest education to become a competent and safe pilot in the challenging environment of instrument flight. I'll be using Aviation Exam, which contains questions and answers with explanations for the CBIR to track my progress and help me practice and feel confident before each examination. I hope the route I'm going to take is going to make me a better pilot, and to share with you all the new skills that I hope to learn. Whilst this will be a long road to having the instrument rating, I hope I can provide you with an oversight of my progression and as I develop my skill set and airmanship in exclusive videos on my YouTube channel. For now, fly safely and don't forget to subscribe.